Hi, 1 Hour Smart Home here, and today we're going to show you how to install a Wyze thermostat. So we've got our existing thermostat here, and the first thing that I like to do is actually turn this on and make sure that your system is running. And why you want to do that is because the first step to getting the Wyze thermostat installed is that you want to make sure that the power is off to this. So how we do that, we make sure that this is running, we can hear airflow, and then we're going to go down to our HVAC system, and typically there's a switch on the side of the HVAC system, and we're going to turn that switch off to cut off power to this device while we're working on it. Now, if you can't find that switch on the side of the HVAC system or in the same room as the HVAC system, then go ahead and look at your circuit breaker and turn off the circuit breaker to your HVAC system. And you will know that you've turned off the power when the air stops blowing and you no longer hear any noise coming out of your HVAC system. That is why we want to make sure we turn it on first, then go down and cut the power off. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cut the power off, and then we're going to remove this from the wall. All right, we've got the power cut off to the existing thermostat, so now we're ready to remove this. So typically I tell people to check around the outside edges of the existing thermostat, and typically there's going to be a tab there, maybe at the bottom, the sides, or the top, that you need to press in to get this face off. So on this particular one, there's a tab at the bottom. I press that in, and then I can pull this off of the base plate. Now, here is a really important part. Once you get the existing thermostat cover removed, I want you to take a moment and really make sure you look at the existing wiring for your existing thermostat. And what you want to do is take a picture. That way, if you have any issues getting this set up, you could always go back to your existing thermostat. So make sure you take a picture of your wiring and that you can see the labels for each wire. So what we have here is a W wire, a Y wire, a G wire, an R wire, and a C wire. So the W wire, that is the call for heat. The Y wire, which is also yellow here, but sometimes it'll be a different color, that is the call for cooling or air conditioning. The G wire is the call for fan or fan wire. The R wire is the power wire that provides power to the thermostat. And the C wire is the common wire, which allows the thermostat to charge up without the need for a common adapter with the Wyze thermostat. Now, not everybody is going to have a common wire, and if you don't have a common wire and you want to install the Wyze thermostat, you can still do so by installing this Wyze common wire adapter in your HVAC system. But since we already have a C wire, in this case, we will not need to do that. However, I'm going to have another video in the links below that will show you how to install this if you don't have a common wire and a couple different options. So our HVAC system is a traditional heating and cooling system where we have a gas-fired furnace and we have an air conditioner unit outside. So now that we've taken a picture of these wires, we are ready to remove this base plate and remove these wires from the existing terminals. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, let's go ahead and remove the base plate from the wall. All right, we have the existing thermostat removed, and now we're ready to install the Wyze base plate. So I'm going to install this all as one unit, but if you don't want this base plate around it, you can install just the thermostat plate with the wire terminals and then place it on here. But I want to cover up some of these holes and stuff, so I'm going to leave it right on here on the base plate like so. And what we're going to do is take our wires and we're going to route them through the middle of this. So let's just go ahead and get those wires that we need to use right through the middle of the new thermostat base plate. And then let's get this positioned on here. And all we're going to do is go ahead and secure it with the 2 screws right here. And you can see there's a little level marker here, so you can level this out. Now we're ready to wire up the thermostat wires to the Wyze Smart Thermostat base plate. So we've got all the wires here, and we need to match each one up to the terminals that they go to. So our first wire we're going to wire up is our red wire, or R wire. So this was on the R terminal on our existing thermostat. And we have a standard gas-fired furnace with an air conditioner outside. So what we're going to do for the Wyze thermostat is take this red wire and we're going to put it on the RC or power terminal on the Wyze thermostat. So you can see that there are actually two R terminals. There's an RC terminal and an RH terminal. And that's for if you have a dual fuel system, where if you might have a boiler system combined with an air conditioner system. Since all of our system all goes through the same air handler or HVAC system, we have just a single type of wiring that is going to go on here. So now that we've got our power wire connected to the RC terminal or red wire, we're going to go ahead and take some of our other wires. Let's go ahead and take our Y wire or yellow wire. This is the air conditioning control wire, and we're going to put it in the Y1 terminal. And you can see here that there's also two Y terminals. Well, that's for if you have a dual stage cooling system. So the Y1 terminal would be the first stage of cooling and the Y2 terminal would be for the second stage of cooling. But since we just have a standard air conditioner with just one stage of cooling, you're always going to put that Y terminal, that yellow wire, if that's the color it is, in that Y1 terminal. So for this, refer back to that picture you took because you want to match up these wires with the terminals that you originally had on your existing thermostat. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our G wire. This is the fan control wire or our green wire, and we're going to go ahead and put that in the G terminal. So let's just go ahead and slide that in there. And now we've got two wires left. We've got our blue wire, which is our common wire, and we're going to go ahead and put that in the C or common terminal over here. Now, not all of you will have this, and if you don't have this, you're going to need to use that common wire adapter that we have for the Wyze thermostat. So now we've got our last wire here. This is the W1 wire or white wire. That's going to go in the W1 terminal, and that's because we have only one stage of heating. If you have two stages of heating, you have the option to put that second wire in the W2 terminal, and that would give you that second stage heating. So for most people, you're going to have just that W1 wire, which was your W wire. It's going to go in there. But if you had two W wires, then you'd want to make sure you had W1 installed and W2 installed. Now that we've got everything wired up, we're ready to go ahead and take our Wyze thermostat and put it onto the base plate. So you're just going to align it here, and then you're going to tilt and push on until you hear that snap in place. Once we've got the Wyze thermostat installed on the base plate, we're ready to go turn the power back on at our HVAC system. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and flip that switch back on that we turned off for our HVAC system, or if you turned off the circuit breaker, go ahead and turn that circuit breaker back on, and that's going to power up this Wyze thermostat. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the power back on right now for the Wyze. Now the Wyze thermostat has powered up and we're ready to add it to our Wyze account. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and click in the upper left hand corner here and click on the plus symbol. Now we're going to add a device, so select that top option there. Now we've got a couple different options here. We're going to click on home and then we're going to select the Wyze thermostat. So let's go ahead and select the Wyze thermostat right there. Now it's going to go through a series of instructions for the Wyze installation. We've already done most of these, so I'm going to go ahead and click Begin Preparation. Now I'm going to click Begin. Now I'm going to go ahead and click through all of these because we've already done this in the installation of our Wyze thermostat. We don't have a high voltage system, so we're just going to go ahead and click No on that. I'm going to skip this because I've already done this. I'm going to click Next. I'm going to click Next again and say OK. It says select the terminals that have wires connected. We're going to go ahead and click R, C, Y1, W1, and we're going to click G because those are the wires that we have. Now we're going to click Next. Now we're going to click Skip. It says allow Bluetooth access to set up the thermostat. So we're going to make sure our Bluetooth is on. Our Bluetooth is on and we're going to go ahead and click OK. It says add Wyze thermostat to your account. we're going to click Begin to get started. It's currently searching for our Wyze thermostat. Now we need to select our network and enter our password. Now we get a notification that our Wyze thermostat has connected and it's finishing setup. So now we need to name this. Let's go ahead and we're going to name this one Living Room. Then we're going to click Next. Now we're going to click Next. Now we're going to click Begin. Now select what type of fuel we use, and we have a gas furnace, so we're going to go ahead and select that. It says, what type of heat does W1 control? We have a standard forced air system that blows air throughout the house with a gas furnace. So we're going to click this top option here. Our Wyze thermostat is now connected. So we could go ahead and click Enter later, or we could go through the personalization options with the Wyze thermostat. So I'm going to go ahead and click the top option and just click Begin. It says, how do you balance savings and comfort? I want more savings, so I'm going to scroll it over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and click Next. It says, here are your personal recommended temps. We could go ahead and change these right here, but we have an option for home, away, and sleep. Now we can also change the temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius and how it is displayed on the Wyze thermostat. I'm going to leave these as is and click Save. Now it already suggested a schedule for us, and you can see that it has the different modes at different times. We've got home here, we have away at 9:30, and then we have home again at 7:30 p.m. and then nighttime sleep mode at 11:30 p.m. So that's from Monday through Friday, and we could go ahead and adjust this if we wanted and change any of those home away defaults or change what days we want on there. So I'm going to go ahead and click back here, and we're going to do another video on how to use the Wyze thermostat that goes in depth. So let's go ahead and click Save and Next. Now it automatically populates with our local address, so I'm going to go ahead and click Save here. It says almost done. Head over to your HVAC for testing. Now we're going to click Begin. It says, do you feel warm air coming from your vent? Yes, we do, and I can hear the HVAC system just turned on, so I'm going to go ahead and click Yes. Now it's testing the air conditioner, and I know that I just heard the HVAC system and the air conditioner click on, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes, I did feel cool air coming from the vent. Now I'm going to click Finish. Now our Wyze thermostat has been installed, and we can control it right here from the Wyze app. Now it says new firmware available. I'm just going to click Don't Ask Me Again right now and just click Cancel. So let's go ahead and click Cancel, and I will upgrade that at a later time. Now our Wyze thermostat has been installed, and we can control it either from the Wyze app or from the thermostat itself. So in order to control it from the app, I'm just going to click down here on Controls. So let's go ahead and we're going to set this one to heat right now, and we're just going to then go ahead and then go back so that we can control this. So our current heat is set to 66 degrees. It's 73 in here, which means that the heat won't turn on yet. But I could just scroll through here and turn it up to a higher set point if I wanted my heat to turn on. Now we've also got our humidity level here. So let's go ahead and we're going to scroll our cooling over. Let's leave it up at 76 or 77. And when we're done with that, we can go ahead and click back here, and then we can get to the main screen and click on our thermostat if we want to make any adjustments. I'm going to just click Cancel on that, and if I want to click on Controls, I can then change from heat to cool or auto. Now, pretty much any of the controls that you can do from the app, you can also do from the thermostat itself. In order to make a change, you just click here on the button in the center, and then you can scroll through the different settings and make your selection. So we can change between heating and cooling here if we wanted, or we can turn the thermostat off if we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it to off for now. But if you want to make any other selections, you just click and then you can scroll through the menu and make your selections. So thank you for watching this video on how to install the Wyze thermostat. If If you have any questions or comments, put those below. We're going to have a couple other videos on how to install the Wyze thermostat with different wiring configurations. So keep checking the comments and or the description for links for other ways to install your Wyze thermostat. For instance, if you don't have a C-wire or if you have a different type of HVAC system. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.